Have you ever been mistaken for a mob boss at your kid's parent-teacher conference? I was a single dad who worked nights at Murphy's Butcher Shop downtown. Every morning when I dropped Tyler off at school, I looked like I'd been through hell. My work boots were always stained with blood from cutting meat all night. I had heavy bags under my eyes because I only got 4 hours of sleep between shifts. And I always wore the same black leather jacket because it was the only coat I owned that wasn't torn up. Tyler was this quiet, smart kid who got straight A's and never caused trouble. He'd sit in the front row, turn in every assignment early, and help other kids with their homework. But he didn't really have friends. Kids thought he was weird because his dad looked scary and drove an old black Cadillac with tinted windows that I bought for $300 from a guy who owed me money. When parent-teacher conference time came around, I showed up alone carrying a folder with Tyler's test scores and a plastic bag filled with turkey sandwiches I'd made for the teachers. I figured they worked late and might be hungry. The moment I walked into that classroom, something felt off. Mrs. Baker stood up from her desk like she was meeting the president or something. The school counselor kept looking toward the door like she expected someone else to walk in behind me. I sat down in one of those tiny plastic chairs and waited for them to start talking about Tyler's grades. They kept asking me questions about what I did for work, where we lived, if Tyler had any uncles who came around the house. I just answered with yes or no because I was tired and wanted to get home to sleep before my next shift. The whole time, those sandwiches just sat there on the table. Nobody touched them. After the meeting, I went home thinking everything was fine. Tyler was doing great in school, his teachers said he was polite and smart, and I felt proud of him. But the next day at work, 2 detectives showed up at the butcher shop asking about my associates and whether I knew anything about recent incidents in the neighborhood. I was confused as hell. Turns out, one of the new teachers had heard another staff member joke that Tyler's dad was probably in the mafia. She took it seriously and reported it to the principal, who called the cops. The rumors spread fast through the school. Some parents started pulling their kids out of Tyler's class. Other kids began calling my son Don Jr. at lunch and asking if his dad had people whacked for bad grades. Tyler came home crying one day because a kid asked him if I kept dead bodies in our basement. That's when I realized how stupid I'd been. The way I looked, the way I talked, the car I drove, even bringing food to the teachers in a plastic bag instead of a nice container, it all painted a picture that wasn't true, but seemed real enough to scare people. I was furious at myself, not the school. My kid was paying the price for my appearance and attitude, so I did something I'd never done before. I went shopping. I bought 3 blue polo shirts, a pair of khakis, and some clean white sneakers. I got a haircut and shaved off the stubble I always had. I even traded in the Cadillac for a boring gray Honda Civic. At the next parent-teacher conference, I showed up looking like every other suburban dad. I made sandwiches again, but this time I put them in a nice basket with little labels listing all the ingredients in case anyone had allergies. I smiled, asked questions about the curriculum, and even volunteered to help with the school fundraiser. The change was immediate. Teachers relaxed around me. Other parents started saying hello in the hallway. Kids stopped being afraid of Tyler. Within a month, the mob boss rumors completely disappeared. Tyler made his first real friend, a kid named Josh who came over for dinner and told me my meatloaf was better than his mom's.